Hi, this is Tyler with FluidityStudio.com, and today I'm going to be talking about my new SLM WooCommerce add-on. And SLM is abbreviated for Software License Manager WooCommerce add-on. And this is, I say it's an add-on because it is an addition to, excuse me, the Software License Manager that Tips and Tricks HQ put out. You can get it in the plugins directory on WordPress. And this plugin creates software licenses, and they even give you in their plugin, you have to go into the folder structure and download the code. They have an example PHP file of what you would put into your plugin that you sell to check back with your server and the license keys that are generated there. This is strictly for developers. Obviously, they say that here. Please note this plugin is only for developers. So, at the same token, so is mine. They have integrated this with WP eStore, and that's it. So there was no WooCommerce integration. So I use WooCommerce, love WooCommerce, don't want to switch to something else, and so I wrote a plugin to, in addition to work with Software License Manager and WooCommerce. So that's what this is, and what you see here is when you install it is there's nothing for you that you need to do, filling out and saving settings or anything. Just install it, come here, and there's a lot of instructions to read through, but we'll go over it quickly. The plugin will integrate your Software License Manager, the Software License Manager plugin with WooCommerce Store. And number one, you'll get a product license checkbox now added to simple and variable products. And the variable products will also have a domain limit field allowing you to sell one or more site license plugins. Upon the payment completion, a license key will be created if the product license checkbox in that product in the back end was checked. An email with their order details and download link and license key is sent out. So I'm hooking into WooCommerce's email that goes out and just adding in below their order information their license key. At checkout, the user may also enter the license key to renew a plugin they already have. So they can go to the site themselves and then copy and paste their key and then renew their plugin. Renewal email reminders will automatically be sent out 1 month, 2 weeks, and 3 days before expiration date. The renewal email will have their product name and expiration date along with a button/link to the checkout page, which will then pre-populate the checkout page with their product and license key. Upon payment for the renewal, their license expire date will be updated a year from that day. So a year from when they purchase it again. And on the customer page, they also have a new tab called license or product license, or no, it's just licenses. Section which will now show the order number and a link to the review the order, as well as the product name, license key, and expiration date. And then a plus symbol next to it also has, actually, I updated it, it also has how many sites that were with that particular plugin that they purchased. So next to that will be a plus symbol that when they click and expand it will show the domains that are registered for that key. So to have the system run and check for license expiration dates and send out emails, you'll need to install another plugin called Cron Job Scheduler, and that is this one right here. And it is also in the WordPress plugin directory. It's a pretty handy plugin. It actually saves you from having to go into the server and create a cron job that way, and saves me having to go through a lot of trouble to make that work with a server cron job. So I created a function that checks for the license key expiration dates and all that, and then this plugin will just schedule to run that function. So it's pretty slick. Once you install it, you'll have it tells you right here. Once you install it, you'll find. Let me skip ahead here. Instructions on the screen once you first go to the settings page for it, and it'll tell you what to do. It'll tell you to disable the cron that WordPress has itself, and it's just one simple little line of code. And then you come back to the Cron Job Scheduler plugin landing page thing, and it will give you everything that you need to do after that. So it's kind of hidden until you do that, and then it will give you all the options. And then once you do that, you'll see an area at the bottom. Check, and you'll enter this function. Check license expire date. That's the name of my function. And select how often you want to run it, then click Create Cron Job, and you're set. So let's take a look at, it's in Settings and in Cron Job Scheduler. So this is what you see after you go through the initial instructions it tells you to do and reload this page. Then you'll see all of this. And down at the bottom, you would put in the name of my function. You'll copy and paste it from my plugin there, and then set how often you want it to run. I'm running mine once daily, and that is perfectly fine because it's only going to send them an email if they're 1 month, 2 weeks, or 3 days out from their expiration date. So let's go back to mine here, finish up the instructions. Let's see. The renewal email that goes out is very generic, with a welcome note about a license that is soon to expire, along with a table showing the product and expiration date. Below that is a button that will take them to their the shopping cart and automatically populate their plugin with their license key that they can go ahead and pay for. If you would like to add a header and footer to this email template, then go into the plugin folder for my plugin, and this is the name of the plugin folder, and copy the renew-email-template.php file from the templates folder, and then create a folder in your theme called SLM-Addon and place it in there. Then you can add a header and footer and change verbiage or whatever. Here's an example image of what that looks like. So I'm just saying hi there, and then I'm calling the name of the user and saying that we noticed that one of your, and this is site name, this is calling site name, subscriptions will expire soon. And then this is calling the rest of their info, and then the link. So let's take a look at a product now that this has been installed. We'll take a look at just a simple product and show you where the product license checkbox is. So on a simple product, you'll see, obviously you're going to want these checked because it's downloadable. Then you have your product license tab at the bottom. And if you check this, then it will, when it's purchased, it will issue a license key for it and put that in their email to them. This is a little info box. Does this product include a license? Simple, straightforward. Let's see. Let's go back and look at variable product. So this is a test product I was playing around with, and it works great doing variable products. So in a variable product, that disappears, but in the variations with each product, let's expand all here, you will see a option here, product license, and if you check that box, then it will issue a license key for that particular product that they purchased it. So I have a 1-site license for 50 and a 2-site license, or sorry, a 5-site license for 100, just for testing purposes. And when you use a variable product, then you need to enter in how many licenses you want, because a simple product is one by itself, so it's automatically going to be, a 1-site license. If you wanted more than one site, then create a variable product, check your product license, and then down at the very bottom, enter the amount for the product license count. This one has 5. Okay, so let's take a look at the checkout page or a product. So if we go to purchase a product, none of these have licenses for these, but we don't need that for this example. So we're going to proceed to checkout. So say I already have a license and I'm not following an email. I just remind myself, oh, I need to go, renew it. I can come here and run it through the checkout, and then here down below I can select to renew a license key. So renewing a license key, click here, renew the existing license, and I can come over here to my license manager plugin where my keys reside, and I can copy this one. These are all test keys. They're not going to be live later. Paste it and apply license renewal. So we go back down, it says you're renewing the license key, and for this plugin, here's your license key, and then of course if I pay for this, then it would renew this license key for another year. And I can clear that. Cancel the renewal. I'm going to go back to my cart and dump this because we're going to test something else later. Now, under my account, there is the license tab, licenses. If they click on that, they will see their licenses that they have and their products that go with that license. This will not show all of their products that they ordered. That will be under orders as usual. This will only show products that have license keys. And they can click this plus sign to show which domains have been activated under that license key. And of course, these are local hosts because I'm testing these locally. But had I done it from, a live domain, it would say that domain name there. And then, of course, one site license. So if you tried to activate it anywhere else, it would tell you that you can't activate it. It's already reached its limit. So this is the Software License Manager plugin. Pretty straightforward. We can look at what it creates. So it has the license key that's generated. This is pending because I haven't activated the plugin or a plugin with that license key. And here's the transaction ID that is unique to the purchase that they made for that plugin. So there's comparison in there. We need that to be in there. And they used to, when they first had this, at least, I don't know, about a week ago, their plugin, when you created a license key, so if you went into adding a new license key through the system, it would you were forced to put an expiration date in if you added it through the admin right here. But if you used their API and created one, then it automatically created the expiration date the same as the creation date. So that was annoying. So I made a comment to them and they changed that. And so now it's a year from the creation date. So if a key was created today, then it would expire a year from today by default. So that is nice if you're going through WooCommerce. Then when they purchase it, it's automatically changed from that current day to a year from that current day for their expiration date. Now I went a step further and I edited their file. So I went into their SLM API listener .php file, which is in the Software License Manager folder in their includes, and it's this file right here. And in their creation, API creator listener, was it this one? No. It's their activation listener. Sorry. This is at the very beginning. This must be, yep. I went too far past. So their activation API listener function. I went in here and I added some code. So I went below where they're talking about the expire and their output API response, and I added in this chunk of code right here. So basically I'm saying that if the status is pending when it's activated, then the expiration date is the current date plus a year. And then this current date could have been renew date, but I'm using that as the renew date. If it wasn't pending, then those are blank. There's nothing. There's no value to them. And then you have to go down further just a little bit, and you go right after the insert into the table and above the update. So initially, what they had here was this line right here. Data equals their license status active. Okay? So I wrapped it in an if statement. So I'm saying if the expiration date is true, so if it has a value, which means that if it was in pending when they activated it, then that value is true. We're going to add their license status as active. We're going to update that as active. And then we're going to update their date renewed to the current date and their expiration date to a year from that date they activated it. So I went a step further because of my experience over the years of buying plugins and not needing to activate them right away, right? I would install them and I would test them, get it set up for a client, and then I would activate it when their site went live, just because I didn't want my, license key I didn't want their license key and their clock to be ticking, and they have to pay for it when they're not even really able to use it yet. So this is an option for you. I talked to the guys that created the License Manager plugin through their support deal on WordPress, and they're basically telling me that if I want it, I'll have to add it myself. So if you would like this feature, then you can edit their plugin and add this code in as well. It's just a few simple lines of code on both areas, and they're right next to each other. So if you do that and then obviously commit that back up to your server, then when it checks, it'll take care of adding their expiration date a year from when they actually activate their plugin and not a year from when they purchased it. So just trying to be a little fair. I know how I'd feel. Okay, so let's get back to, let's see, where were we? Email. So here's an example of the email that goes out. Like I said, very simple. And if you want to add in a header or a footer, then you can copy that file down. And let's take a look at that file. Simple. Just a table with a couple of calls to their name, to the product name, expiration date, and then, of course, their link, which is their license key and their product into the checkout. And then so you can add a footer and a header above all this if you wanted to add in your logo or some extra information or change some verbiage in here. You're more than welcome to do that. And then that's without editing the main plugin, so things don't get messed up. Let's take a look at what happens when you follow that link. So you can see down, hovering over this, you see down the very bottom corner, it goes to the site, to the checkout, and then it has a WooCommerce license key equals their license key, and then their ID of the product. Okay, so they click on that, automatically go to the checkout page with their products, and it's telling you the name of the product and their license key, and there it is, and they can pay for it, and it will update their license expiration date upon payment. Let's get back to the cart here and clear it, because I didn't need it. All right. I think I have gone over everything. It's pretty plain and simple. So this should hopefully be useful to you if you are looking to sell your plugins with licenses and make some better premium plugins, and also have WooCommerce like me and you don't want to get rid of it. So if you find this useful, then let me know. I would appreciate your feedback, and I hope you enjoy it.